Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of our mains Samadhaan 75 days course, and today we'll be covering a topic from GS paper 2. So the topic is Indian Constitution. So today the question is populism and constitutionalism cannot go in hand or cannot go hand in hand. Critically analyze the statement. So we need to critically analyze this particular statement. So first of all, we need to write what is populism and one statement about what is constitutionalism, and then we have to mention that they cannot go hand in hand. We have to justify this particular statement with examples. Then when it is mentioned critically, we also need to put out the analysis ki it can go, there are circumstances when it can go hand in hand. Fine. So coming to the intro part, so in intro we need to give some details about what is populism and what is constitutionalism. Populism is a political approach that strives to appeal to the ordinary people. It is the idea that society is divided into two groups at odds with each other. When important concerns of the people are not addressed by the elites, the populist movements tend to form to challenge the establishment. Their ideas rejuvenate democracy, bring new people into the political force or political process, and adjust the political system to societal change. Mainly populism means it's an approach that appeal to the majority people. It means the concerns of majority people are addressed by populist movements. Now coming to constitutionalism. Now constitutionalism is also a political philosophy where the authority of power is derived from the people, and the written constitution limits the tyranny of the ruling government. Constitutionalism in a way limits the arbitrariness of the ruling government. This is the meaning of constitutionalism. See, constitution is a book or a written book. Constitutionalism is the theory or the soul behind that constitution. So here constitutionalism means it will limit the authoritativeness or the arbitrariness or the tyranny of the ruling government. So this statement has to be mentioned in the meaning. Fine. Now coming to the question. Populism and constitutionalism cannot go in hand. Fine. It is often said that populism and constitutionalism cannot go hand in hand. This is because, first of all, populism leads to illiberal democracy, where only the rights of the majority are preserved and the rights of minorities are neglected. So this is against the ethos of democracy, because in democracy, each and every people has to be heard or their rights has to be preserved, be majority or be minority. So when populism only caters to the majority section, so it is against the ethos of democracy. Second, populism often turns against representative institutions, thereby rejecting pluralism. Same thing, because it is focusing or it is catering to one particular section, that is the majority, so it may turn against the representative institution which gets elected. So in a way it rejects the concept of pluralism, because in pluralism each and every people has to be heard. Third, there is a weak rule of law in populism. Why? Because they always defend the majority at any cost. And in rule of law, what is rule of law? Everyone are equal. In law, everyone are equal. So in that rule of law concept, populism does not fit properly. There is also a sense of competitive emotionalism in populism. For example, Donald Trump promised a America first policy if those people elect him elections. It means when you are campaigning, when you are using this kind of sentences, if you elect me, I will give something for you. It means you are in a way particularly focusing on a particular section. You can also use Indian examples like vote bank politics to a particular section, So this concept of a competitive emotionalism also comes in populism, which is also to some extent against the democratic ethos. Now one part is done. Now we'll come to the critical analysis part, that is, however, the concept of populism does not always go against constitutionalism. Why? Because see, the populism concept is not a full-blown concept or full-blown philosophy like a liberalist or like a socialist or like a conservatism policy or conservatism ideology. So it is not a full-blown ideology like liberalism, conservatism, or socialism, or a capitalism, you can say. It is just a thin layered discourse rooted in the idea of popular will. Anything, a populist movement can fit into a this concept, can fit into a this concept, or can fit into a this concept or an ideology. So it is a thin layered discourse rooted in the idea of a popular will, and it is comfortable aligning itself to any ideology that is broadly appealing to the majority. So any ideology which is broadly supporting the majority, populism will support that particular ideology or can fit into that particular ideology. So it does not have a own or a you can say, or a distinct identity or a distinct ideology of its own. Fine, it can fit into any kind of ideology, but it has to be like supporting the popular will. Second, in populism, the issues of majority people are heard. Yes, and the leader solves the issues in letter and spirit. Maybe the leader is not solving all the issues of every people, but at least the majority people issues are heard. So this point is actually a negative point which we have written here. But in the positive part, you have to also write the issues of majority people are heard and the leader solves the issues in letter and spirit. Third is, populist movements are not always against the constitutionalism concept. They are not always against the constitution either, although they maintain a difficult relationship with democracy and also have an opportunistic approach because they always support the majority will, but they do not necessarily go against the constitution. For example, we'll give an example. If the poor or underprivileged are said to be the people, if poor or underprivileged are the majority people, then always populism will hitches to the left. It will move to that particular side, and income redistribution and welfare oriented policies will follow. It is quite evident. So these are the positive aspects. They do not always go against the constitutionalism aspect. So in conclusion, we can say that there are differences between contemporary populist forces, but not all of them affect democratic principles. So this is the way how you need to write a very crisp answer with proper content. Like you are focusing on the demand of the question and you are fulfilling the demand also, what is asked in the question, with some examples. So this is the way you have to write a mains GS-2 answer. So anyone who wants to join the Samadhaan mains batch, where you can have some more questions, discussion and answer writing with evaluation with strict limit, word limit, and also some extra enrichment and evaluation, so you can contact here, or you can go to my Telegram site, or you can also go to my website, which is also mentioned in Telegram, and you can contact me. Okay, thank you.